Hey everybody, I'm here with Dave, Mike, and Rod, three veterans, heroes. They served our nation, they served our country, and I'm just honored that you're here talking about some of the issues that you're facing because our veterans, are willing to lay down their lives for our country. And when they come home, and as they get older, they go to the VA hospital perhaps, and they don't get the best treatment. They deserve better, and that's something I want to see change in Washington, D.C. But I want to hear from you guys. So why don't we talk? Tell us a little bit about where you served and what are some of the issues you have with the federal government?
Well, I spent 22 years in the Air Force. I retired from Luke Air Force Base in 2007. I moved up here to Payson to usher my in-laws through their last chapter, and my father-in-law is an Army veteran as well. Um, I think the biggest problem with our government at this point is accountability. It seems like right is wrong and wrong is right, and even when there is uh, a definite, no question guilt, nothing happens. And it's really sad to hear it on the news that these people are caught being guilty and there is no accountability.
Caught for corruption, and then people who haven't done anything are being thrown in jail.
Absolutely.
You're right. It does seem very upside down. Well, we need to definitely, I call it defanging the federal government because it seems as if they've been working against us.
Absolutely.
And it's gotten so big that the bloat has just gotten almost dangerous where the bureaucrats are running the show.
Yes,
Feels that way. You were talking a
absolutely.
little bit about the VA healthcare system.
Yeah, I was a major. I was a squadron commander in the Iraq War, and I ended up having a ruptured disc in my neck. Uh, Went to a civilian ER thanks to Trump,
Yep.
but even with confirmed X-rays, the VA waited 11 months before they provided surgery.
Oh my gosh.
So I couldn't move my neck. I was bedbound for that time.
Bedbound for 11 months
Yes,
because
ma'am.
VA wouldn't do the surgery.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you finally get the surgery? Recently?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Wow.
So
So we need to make some serious changes.
yeah, and I'm a 100% disabled combat veteran, and I can't imagine what the care that other veterans get.
It seems that the VA healthcare system has so many levels of bureaucracy that, from what I'm hearing from other veterans, sometimes they just give up. They just say, I can't go through so many hoops, and then they suffer.
Yeah, and that, especially as a nurse, being a patient advocate, it's really hard to see these guys that are just in terrible misery because they can't get basic care.
Well, we need to make sure that there's choice. And I
Yeah.
think President Trump introduced that and said, if you have to wait so many weeks or so many days to get into a doctor and the VA system can't accommodate you, then you get to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And give that choice back to the veterans. If they want to go to the VA, that's great. But if that's not the best fit for them, we give them choices. It'll be cheaper in the long run.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll
Yeah.
be cheaper in the long run. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. Is it
Yes.
okay now?
I'm doing great now. Yes.
Right. And it's really appalling that you had to wait that long and suffer that long.
Yeah. Well, these guys put their lives on the line for this country. It's the least we can do for them.
Right. Well, and it seems like Washington, D.C. always wants to cut where it's hurting the true patriots and the true people who fought for this country and did everything right. Their first instinct is to go after and cut VA healthcare. The first instinct is to cut Social Security or Medicare. How about these are the things that were earned? These are not entitlement. I mean, these were earned. And how about we cut some of the waste? There's a ton of waste. We can start cutting true waste and not going after the systems that are actually helping people. Tell us a little bit about you. What are your kind of frustrations with the federal government?
Well, I served in Southeast Asia from 70 and 71 and in the Air Force. Uh, I was hurt over there and I was on oxycodone and morphine for 14 years through the VA for my back pain.
Oh my gosh.
Then President Trump brought out choice and I could go to a surgeon and finally got fixed. And it took me 4 months to get off the oxycodone and morphine. So I know what drug addiction is and how difficult it is to get off of this.
Yeah.
We are allowing all these drugs, not just fentanyl. Fentanyl is a killer, but morphine and oxycodone and all those other
Opioids.
opioids and whatever. And the pharmaceutical companies that manufactured these knowing that they were addictive. They said oxycodone wasn't addictive. Well, I got news for you. It's very addictive. Yeah. And but I've been drug-free for about 4 years.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, drug-free for about, and my family is happy to have me back. Because when you're taking 60 milligrams of morphine and 60 milligrams of oxycodone per day, and that's what I was taking at the end before my surgery, you're operating in a fog.
Oh, you're not really truly living, are you?
No, you're not really truly living.
So
And
I'm so glad you're off it. That gives people hope that they can get off of it, because
that's right.
a lot of times you hear it's just impossible to get off of it. Why did you have to wait 14 years to get that surgery?
Because they kept feeding me drugs instead of paying for the surgery. They kept increasing the drug level. The VA doctor that I was seeing just kept increasing the drug level, you know, to put me off. I've also had 6 stents put in and open heart surgery and all that. Thank you, Agent Orange. I've got diabetes. Yeah. My wife says that I'm a cat with 9 lives because and I say that I'm a classic car. I'm completely rebuilt.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that, and I'm sorry that you had to wait that long. I mean, so typical of the government, rather than fix the problem, pay for the symptoms. Just keep
Push it
money.
forward.
Yeah.
Push it forward.
Push it forward. Push it out. Somebody else will deal with it. Kick the can.
He might die when we don't have to pay.
Something that happened years back when the VA was under the microscope.
Yep.
They
That was
really,
right in Arizona. Too.
absolutely, and it was amazing because they were in such a microscope, they really did fix things.
Good.
And it seemed like it was good for a while. But once again, once you don't stay on top of it, the system has become broken once again. So it really did. They were going to fix it. They were really working hard to fix it. And then it got broken again because there was no attention put on it.
Well, let's get some attention on it. It's starting in January of 25, and I talk to people all over the state and really all over the country, and they just say, our lives are busy. Our lives are already difficult. I don't have time to go to D.C. and try to knock on the door of a lawmaker. I want to be your voice back in D.C. I want to take these problems so that you don't have to worry and you have a voice for you back there. I'm not going to be representing the lobbyists. I don't care if the lobbyists hate me. I want to make it so that you don't have to go back and fight for your rights, fight for the things that you've earned, that you served our country, fought for this country, and I want to make sure that treated properly as veterans and respected. And so I just appreciate your service to our country. I'm sorry for all of the things that you had to endure when you got back that you shouldn't have had to, and I want to help turn this government around. And I don't know about you, I'm tired of begging for my freedoms.
There you go.
Yep.
Tired of begging for our inalienable rights. We're going to restore those freedoms and rights, restore the Constitution, get the government off our back, and I want to be your voice there. So thank you so much.
Well, we look forward to it. We have complete faith in you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We really do appreciate you and Donald Trump and send him our blessing.
Yeah.
And as far as Biden is concerned, I think the news media has to be extremely embarrassed. And I know you come from that sector.
I hope they're embarrassed.
They should be.
They should all be out of jobs.
Absolutely.
That's one class of people I wouldn't mind seeing on the unemployment one.
Yes.
Fake news media. You guys go, learn to code, as Obama used to say. Go learn to code.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.